Okay, so while we're on the subject of fire starters, fire kits, um, tinder boxes, stuff like that, I figured I'd pull this one out. So this is my tinder box that I don't always keep with my fire kit, but I always keep it in my knockaround bag. So it's just a simple Altoids tin. As you can see, it's been through a couple fires. It's been rusted out. It's been through the ringer a little bit. Um, but this is not only full of char cloth, it's full of char material. And when I say char material, it's stuff like, for instance, this is some turkey tail that I decided to char. Um, these little pieces of punk wood and stuff right here, like the so punk wood is basically, well, when you find a tree that's been down and it's rotten and the wood inside of it's super soft. If you take that and dry it out and then put it into a char box to char it out and make char material out of it into a tinder box, what that's going to do is it's going to carbonize that punk wood and make it accept a spark easier. So yeah, while char cloth is great and it's more easily maneuverable, what I use the char cloth for is if I'm pressing it up against a stone or up against my flint or my chert, I can throw a spark right into it like that. But if I'm using the tinder box to catch and I'm throwing sparks down into the tinder box, it doesn't just have to be char cloth in there. Any of this char material is going to be liable to catch those sparks as they fall. So that way I have something to direct my sparks into, and all of this material is more likely to catch. Yeah, it's probably going to catch on a piece of char cloth quicker than it is a piece of punk wood or something like that. But as long as all that's in there, wherever that spark happens to land, it's landing on fertile ground where it is going to take root and create a fire or create an ember or something like that that you can actually blow into a fire. So, as we talked about before in one of the flint and steel videos from the Hoosier Bushcraft weekend, you don't want to take this right out of the fire and open it up because that exposure to oxygen is just going to make this stuff turn into dust. What you want to do is once you take it out of the embers, you're going to want to set it off to the side and maybe some wet dirt or something like that and let it cool off. And a lot of times people will drill a hole in this so they have a vent hole. And then you leave it in there for maybe 20, 30 minutes and you're good to go. So that's how you make a tinderbox.